Jameis Winston speaking after the news becoming official that New Orleans is making him the backup quarterback. And I know that the sentiment on this station throughout a lot of the personalities and a lot of the shows has been a full sign-off, that full agreement. And I'm on the bandwagon. I'm in the parade. I think that this is a great signing for both parties, for both New Orleans and for Jameis. And I think one of the things that the New Orleans side, especially the fan base, some of the media members that had not heard him speak yet, were you wanted to see kind of what his mindset was. What was his thinking once he inked that deal? And he sounds very humble in hearing him speak for the first time. He jumped on with Charlie Ward, who he shares he shares something with in Ward. Ward was I believe the 1993 Heisman Trophy winning quarterback for Florida State. He was also the point guard on the basketball team. But Jameis Winston was the next quarterback that came to Florida State and won a Heisman Trophy. So those two guys were on Instagram Live. Ward was leading it on something that he calls Chalk Talk on Instagram Live, and Winston was his guest. We played it for you in headlines. We'll replay them here. I love these sound bites because it gives you some insight on where Winston's mindset is, and it sounds like he is absolutely in the right place coming into this situation. Here is Winston yesterday on IG Live.
Being a part of New Orleans Saints, being a part with Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, Sean Payton, Coach Joe Lombardi, Coach Pete Carmichael Jr. When you think about that room, I mean, that's like a Harvard education in quarterback school. So I wanted to put my ego aside, put the money to the side, and think about my family, think about my career. And it was no better position than to be in the same room with someone that I really looked up to, someone that I admired since I've been playing this game, in Drew Brees.
So I've been watching Jameis Winston since he's been in college, and even followed a little bit of his recruitment, because his recruitment is pretty funny. He's out of a small town in Alabama, and obviously Alabama's football program is what it is, and it was that when Winston was coming out of high school, and he was considered to be the number one recruit in the country. And supposedly the story goes that Winston, on his official visit, fell in love with the Alabama program and wanted to play baseball at the next level as well. He played Florida State. He played baseball at Florida State. He was a high-end player in both sports. And Saban agreed to it, signed off on it, said, sure, you can play baseball if you want. Let's go check out the facility. And Winston went over to the Alabama baseball facility and, laughed in the face of it. Was like, do y'all seriously play baseball here? Like, is this my high school has a better locker room than what you have. And Winston decided to go to Florida State, many people believe, because of the baseball facilities. Now, I mean, there's some recruiting stories out there that it may have been more than that, but if that is this case, it's pretty funny because I believe the week after that, Alabama broke ground on a brand-new baseball stadium because Saban looked at the program, looked at the coach, and looked at the AD and said, we're never going to lose a prospect because of your dumbass program ever again. Build this bum a facility in case the number one quarterback ever wants to come back here. But, everything that we've ever followed, heard, seen about Winston from this point of view has always been kind of laughable. I mean, I'm thinking about the eating the W scenario, like before the Saints game when he's eating his hands and he's got the W, and even his teammates are kind of laughing at him. But some of the things that he was doing at Florida State, like jumping up on the table in the quad, some of the comments that he made, some of the situations that he put himself in, it just always seemed like he was irresponsible in the sense of he didn't understand the responsibility that he had, the situation that he was in, the opportunity that he really had in front of him. And for the first time yesterday, and I will say that, I mean, I've not covered Winston while he was in Tampa Bay. I didn't pay attention to any media around him. I've probably seen the same stuff that you've seen from Winston over the years, and just thought that he was a talented guy that was a little immature. But that soundbite yesterday, that's as humble, mature, and I think all you can really ask for as a Saints fan for his mentality to be coming into New Orleans. And that is just, look, I'm here to learn, be a better player, learn how to be a pro under maybe the best coach of our generation in coaching that position, and surely one of the best to do it in Drew Brees. So that was Winston yesterday. Here was Winston Moore speaking on the relationship with Brees and how much he's looking forward to working alongside the All-Pro.
just understanding where I'm at in my career. I've done some great things with the Bucs. I'm going to miss being a starting quarterback, but you never know what happens. I think that this is just a great and unique step to join Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints and learn from him, learn from one of the best to ever do it, and make a great transition in my career.
I love it, man. I love it. I think that the Saints have they got a bona fide backup. His 5,100 yards last year led the NFL. He had 33 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. It comes down to decision-making. The Saints may have the best decision-making quarterback in the league and maybe of all time. It's in the discussion. And Winston can sit there and just pick his brain. And he also can look at Teddy Bridgewater and see Teddy got $60 million. I mean, coming from that spot. So, I mean, it pays off to just sit, learn, and become a better player. And Winston with that mentality and that talent, man, I mean, how can't you not really be behind that? To me, the Saints are in the best situation from a number 2 quarterback again, and you're also able to keep Taysom Hill in his role. So I love to hear Winston yesterday and his mentality.